In that mirror.
Okay, and coming up, sound speed, and 3, 2, 1, and we're live.
How's it going, capacity crowd? Hi, I'm Rich. I'm in the band Gemini Syndrome, and I am using the Blackstar ID 100 series amplifier. It is a solid-state amplifier that sounds like a bazillion great amplifiers in one. The cool thing about this Blackstar is the fact that it has all of the essential foundational Blackstar tones that you find in all their tube amplifiers, but it's solid state, and it actually has this TVP section where you can take all the Blackstar tones and change the tone as if you had a tube amplifier and change the power tubes. So in the TVP section, it has the KT88, the 6L6, you know, all the EL34s, all the, you know, super basic, you know, traditional power tubes, and it helps mold and change the sound. The great thing about this Blackstar, besides its flexibility and its tone, is that it's really super easy to use. I'm not a rocket scientist, I'm a guitar player, and, you know, okay, and I don't want to spend, you know, I don't want to have a master's degree to try to figure out just how to play guitar. So this amp has been great because for me, I'm always trying to find new sounds and new tones, but I don't want to try to figure out how to do it. You know, I just want it to be intuitive. So basically, I'm going to go through basic functions of the amp and how it works, and then show you some slightly more complicated things that I'm doing with the head. So as you see here with the amp head, it looks like a regular, you know, typical guitar head. It has, you know, all the different, I don't want to move away from controls. You can change between cleans, distortions, all your regular gain, volume, EQ, different things. Physically on the amp, it has these banks and presets. And so when you save your tones, it assigns it to each of those. The great thing about the Blackstar platform is that not only can you do everything on the amp, but they also have a software that you can use on your laptop where you can control the head from the laptop and create all your sounds and save them. So you're not having to just remember what you're doing physically on the amp. You can also see it on your computer screen, label it, and then sync it to here. And so they basically interact with each other. And so you have different ways that you can do the same functions. So I'm just going to play a little bit and just show you, you know, scrolling through here, changing the knobs. And then I have my laptop here, and I'll talk about that a little bit more. So let's go. First of all, I made a preset that has off. So there's nothing there. And then so you have your master mode. And a big thing is that obviously when you play different places, your tone's going to change, and everything's going to sound different. So when you create presets, you know, you might worry that, you know, it's not going to sound as good or the same. On the master section of the head, you can adjust all of your overall tone and mix with the resonance and the presence knobs. So that way, you know, if this room sounds different than like some club stage, you can take, you know, all your presets and just adapt them a little different. So I have a preset right here. This is something that I made for one of our songs, and I just synced it from the laptop to the head. It's as simple as syncing it and assigning it a channel. And now this head sounds exactly the way I set a preset that I was using on my amp head that I have in our rehearsal space. And even though it's saved as this preset, I can then go in and change physically with the knobs. I can change the sound of it, and then if I wanted, I can resave it as a different preset or as the same preset. And I can do that physically on the amp, or I can do it from the amp or from the computer when it's connected through this USB cable. What I'm going to do right now is I'm just going to play a little bit, and then I'll run through the TVP section, and you can just hear how the tone characteristics change with the TVP. As you can hear, the tone's slightly changing the same way as if pretend you had, 6 of the exact same amp, each with a different power tube, and you wanted to hear what each one sounded like differently. That's what this is doing with this TVP knob. It's crazy to me the fact that this isn't a tube amplifier, and it really kind of feels with it does, it sounds with it does. That's that. But the next section of this amp that's really cool is, obviously the basic rhythm tones, everything we do is clean distortion, when you're playing rock music or anything. The next part that's really cool is the fact that this has built-in modulation effects, reverb, and delay, and you can scroll through it and it changes the basic settings. Like for the reverb, it goes through a plate, a spring, a hall. In the modulation, it'll rotate between chorus, phaser, flanger, and tremolo. And you can save all of these settings as part of everything. It's not like you can only save distortion and clean settings. You can save everything as it was one. So I'll just run through really quick, how it sounds different. So that's a modulation. The one thing that's tricky is if you have something saved as a preset, it'll sound a certain way, but the knobs are physical, and the knobs don't move. They're not flying faders, basically. So when you let's pretend you have a setting that's at 10 o'clock on the dial, but the knob's at 1 o'clock, you gotta turn the knob, and then it catches the right spot, and then it starts to react. You can hear it's rotating between the different types of modulation effects. That's a tremolo. And there's a tap button, so basically I can tap tempo the tremolo to be at the right BPM. And then I can back it off. Rotate through, and it works the same way for the delay and the reverb, where you rotate through it, you can rotate through it, and it just changes the type of delays that you have, and then you can tap tempo the same way and get it to go in time. There's a level button for the effect. And then going to the reverb, same thing. It changes the types of reverb that you're used to hearing. I'm going to change from distortion to go to clean really quick. Actually, I'll show you. If you look on the very left in the voice, those are all the basic settings for the amp, the different overdrive tones, the clean tones. And if you see, the little red light is at the overdrive section because that's what I'm using right now. But if you look at the knob, it's pointed down. That's because of the syncing of it, is that physically, like I was saying before, it doesn't change the knob, but it's internally, it knows what it's doing. So now when I turn the knob, you'll see me have to go all the way up, and then it'll get the right spot, and it'll go down. And then see, now I have a clean tone. So this head is great because of the flexibility of all the tones, but the fact that it has all the built-in basic effects, it's all in one. So that's the basic function of the amplifier. Does anybody have any questions? Any comments? Anything they want me to play? Anything they want me to show specifically about what's happening with it? Okay. Hi. Can I get a hi from everybody?
Morning.
Hey, yeah. So, if at any point in time I'm rambling or doing something that you don't understand, just stop me. Okay? Okay. So that's the basic function of the amplifier. Another cool thing that's on the back that I can't show you right now because it's on the back is that the amp has emulated out. So let's say you want to run direct to the house and you don't want to use a cab, you can do that and it's not going to sound bad because it's speaker emulated out.